Yo, welcome back, guys. It is Thursday, but Wednesday. This is a trade recap for Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. It was FOMC day. Morning session was all right. We did end up green on the day. We took two trades. Both were the same trade, but I re-entered as I was stopped out prematurely. But anyways, so coming into the day, we hadn't taken out this we created a swing high, all-time highs, right? Um, and coming into the day, the higher time frame looked pretty bullish still. I mean, we swept out some sell side liquidity, kind of rebalanced to the range, and then we started getting some candles upwards. So coming into the day, I was still pretty bullish. I mean, all-time highs. I don't really want to take another short unless it's like blatantly obvious that we want this new week opening gap. And what else? Yeah, so I was looking for longs. And I was watching ES as well. Where are we? I was watching ES as well. And I saw, what was it? There was an SMT. Oh yeah, SMT at the lows right here. So you can see. Where are we? Yeah, so this low here came and swept out all this, right? Whereas on NQ, this low was swept by this low. So there was an SMT originally, but then there was another little one created between these two lows right here. And this was a really nice confluence paired with us bouncing out of this 5 minute that we filled and sweeping equal lows within that. That was a huge confluence for me. And then another big thing was this massive rejection wick we ended up creating. Oops. Massive rejection wick here. Come on, bro. Massive rejection wick, and we bounced off the 0.62 level here. One thing I didn't like a whole lot was this low resistance liquidity we generated on the sell side, but overall in the higher time frame, there was really no other feasible target that I could see except all-time highs. So of course, I go to the highest time frame possible, and once I saw this was kind of like my indication that okay, I should look for something long now because this is my chance. And I ended up finding a 30-second. Shit's so annoying, bro. My first entry was this 30-second right here. This was the very first fair value gap that was presented on almost any time frame. I think there was a 2 minute, but this was the entry that I took originally. Entered right here. Yeah, and I originally had my stop loss like I think below this candle body right here on the 30-second. So yeah, it wasn't enough. Looking back, I definitely should have had it down here towards the bottom of this 1 minute, which would have kept me in the trade, and I wouldn't have had to like deal with re-entering and recovering my loss. I was just too zoomed in when I set my stop loss. That's what the problem was. I was too zoomed in. I didn't even realize it was only 10 points. So I should have had it lower to begin with. But Then from there, I mean, I got stopped out right away. I was down like $600, and then I re-entered right here on this 3-minute order block, I believe it was. Yeah, 3-minute order block right here, as well as kind of a shift in structure. And we tapped it perfectly. I didn't bottom ticket, but I entered like maybe right here or so, and I rode up all the way to all-time highs over here, and yeah, it was good. I think I actually took a little bit more for like a 1 to 5 or something, or I took a couple extra points just because it's all-time highs, and it's probably gonna not top tick all-time highs anyway. So, but I took that on, I think, 3 minis. I took this loss on 2 minis, so I took it on 3 minis because I was super confident that my target was correct, and I also needed to recoup the loss, so I took it a little bit heavier size, and it ended up working out. So overall, though, A+ trade in my opinion. We had liquidity sweep. I'll write this out. A+ confluences. We had liquidity sweep, inside supported by 5-minute fair value gap. Has to be a 5 or 15-minute fair value gap usually for me. Anything smaller time frame, like I can do an hourly or 4-hour, but anything smaller than 5-minute is a little bit hard to trust. We had an SMT at the lows. We had good rejection and momentum, and we had really good target, and it aligned with our bias. So, oh, and a good break even point. Yeah, so we had overall really good confluences. These would be definitely my A+ confluences right here. Liquidity sweep right here, boom, equal lows taken out, supported by 5-minute right here. Bodies respected the consequent encroachment of this 5-minute right here on the 1-minute at least. SMT at the lows, good rejection. If we go to the 5-minute again, we had a really strong rejection. We bounced back up quite a bit, considerably or relatively speaking with the range. And then yeah, from there it was just a matter of entry. We had a really good target for that. The only problem was I wish there was a 1-minute entry rather than a 30-second. I tried not to take 30 seconds as much, but this one was just so light bulb for me that I couldn't not take it. I had to find a way to I had to find an entry, and I had to find it fast. It aligned with our bias, bullish bias coming into the day, looking at the higher time frame. You know, like I said previously, we left this high, or one of the highs, maybe this high. Yeah, this high right here. This high was not swept yet, as well as this high. We were about right here in the range when market opened. So having these targets was really nice. Usually at all-time highs, what I'm realizing is it's a lot harder to find like good long entries. Like even though you know it's probably gonna be a bullish day, because of all-time highs, there's not really anything to target, which makes it a little bit harder, and I feel like makes trades less probable because there's not like an active target that price could be seeking out. But having an actual swing high, kind of, you know, bouncing down a little bit, recouping, building a new range, and then sweeping internal liquidity of that range, bouncing out, you know, these are good, good confluences and good structure. There's just a lot of structure rather than just like catching a continuation that's just going up constantly, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's about it, I think. Yeah, we ended up making back everything that we lost, and on top of that, $440 or something. So we're back to almost $2,000 on the account. Really hoping that I can get super close to passing, or even just passing tomorrow on Friday. Tomorrow, what do we got here? 6. And then tomorrow we have some just like mediocre news, so I'll probably trade it, honestly. But if the price action sucks and like doesn't clear up by 10, probably just gonna call it. But hopefully it does clear up by 10, or it's just relatively good to begin with. So yeah. Other than that, though, I think we're good. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you guys had a good FOMC day. FOMC was pretty crazy, as you can see. I did not trade this. I was fast asleep. Because I'm in Japan. So, but yeah, other than that, honestly, clean trade. I'm really happy with this trade. I was frustrated at my ignorance with risk, but I definitely, you know, it's just one of those things that I need to think about more thoroughly going forward. Is like, zoom out a little bit. Where's the structure? Where's the safest spot in this range that you could have your stop loss and still manage risk properly? So I just didn't think it through that thoroughly, and that was my fault, entirely my fault. But the trade was a win nonetheless. My target was correct. My entry was correct. Break even was correct at this high here. So, you know, really, really good A+ setup, and I would take this probably 10 out of 10 times. And yeah, other than that, that's all I got, I think. So appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to join the Discord or follow me on Instagram. Whatever you feel like doing. I really don't care. But yeah, all right. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care. Be safe. See you tomorrow.